So, when did the Dirty Crayons start?
Yeah.
So, with the Dirty Crayons, are you a part of that, or is that just a support band?
That was just a support band.
Okay.
This was my first solo album, rock album that I wrote. Entirely myself, wrote and produced, entirely myself. Here, the drummer was Walter Sacripanti on the record. The bass player is the bass player of Young Peace when he toured in Italy. But that was just the band on support of the live jigs and stuff like that. The project is my solo project. It's the first album of my solo project. That's a rock album.
Para Technicolor.
Yeah.
And that was released in May of 2018.
Yeah.
What made you decide to go solo?
I don't want to bother myself with other people anymore.
So you grew up, basically.
Yeah.
You became an adult.
Yeah.
Awesome. Was it hard to change from being in a group to starting your own solo career?
No, not really. Because when I was in a band, I was the main writers, and I lead the project, So for me, being solo, it's only a matter of work because I had to write down bass lines, drums, and all the song. When you are in a band, guitarists take guitar parts, bass, and so on. But as a producer, that's my work. So it's, for me, there's nothing difficult about that.
So now the following year you released Down, and that had trip hop, grunge, and synthwave in it.
Yeah.
What made you kind of steer towards that kind of sound?
So after having made rock for 10 years, simply I was in search of something new. New territory, new musical tools for my creativity. And I started to move on onto electronic territory. This was the first attempt to that, After that, I started to go pure electronic.
Right.
The song is medley from rock and electronic music. And after that, I go straight on onto territory of electronic music.
Yeah, so...
like a bridge.
Exactly. So, in April of last year, that's when you released Inhuman Part 1.
Yeah.
Let me just say, I love these songs. I love Inhuman Part 1 and Part 2. They're just...
Thank you.
I like electronic music myself. I create electronic music. So...
that's nice.
I do, yes. So it was, I really, really do enjoy those songs. So obviously you composed and produced it by yourself because it's your solo project. And so you say it's part of a series to eviscerate the concept of freedom in modern society.
Yeah.
So do you want to elaborate?
So yeah, if inhuman is a concept. If mankind go in one way that I don't like, I search my way.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that it's stupid to go and hate the society and we make revolutions and bullshit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Simply, I search my way. Don't look at that other way that I don't like, because I don't like. It's a waste of time, you know, energy.
Absolutely.
The modern world, modern society is far from being free.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
In many topic, we're not free. So I'm Italian. I live in Italy, and
what? I had no idea.
The point of degree of freedom in Italy is high. That's true. It's high.
Okay.
But Italy is not the world.
Right.
And we are all connected. We are in the internet era. We can watch everything around the world. The
exactly.
world is not real. That's, for me, it's one of the most big problem of modern society. Is that we must go along with this. You know, this is the concept behind the two songs. This is why on the Inhuman Part 1, the cover, it's very strong cover. It's a drawing Mary Teresa. Yeah, it's right.
Well, we would Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa. Okay.
Right.
Writing down Mother Teresa and mashed she up with Hitler. For me, this has a strong meaning. No one is safe from being guilty.
Right.
This is the basic concept.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we will now listen to Inhuman Part 1 by Noir.
Today, we've had a national tragedy. 2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country. Terrorist attack.
I have a dream. Immediate construction of a border wall.
Terrorist attack.
Of a border wall. What is democracy? We're in the middle of a crisis. Will improve the safety
L'avidità ha precipitato il mondo nell'odio.
Annunzio unico. Gaudium
I dittatori forse sono liberi perché rendono schiavo il popolo.
Will improve for safety. Immediate construction of a border wall.
democracy.
And we're back. Your pieces, they're so strong. And I feel like you can really hear the amount of work and the amount of yourself that you put into these pieces. Even being, electronic. Some people feel that, electronic music doesn't have any emotions because there's no singing or stuff like that, but it's really you can really get the meaning from your pieces. So the following month in May, that's when you released Inhuman Part 2. What would you say would be the difference between the two pieces?
So,
I mean, other than the sound, obviously.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you think that my music is so emotional, and it's not the tool you use for making music, is how you use the tools.
Exactly.
A computer, it's an instrument, just like a guitar, just like a synthesizer. It's an instrument. It's how you use these tools. The main difference between the two songs is obviously the voice, that Inhuman Part 2 is
Right.
A sing song. But the concept behind that is the same. I've written down lyrics for the song to clearly the concept, because in the Inhuman Part 1 I simply cut and paste down pieces of speech.
Right.
Speeches to get into. With Inhuman Part 2, I explain, with writing down lyrics. But the two songs are one big song.
Right. It's almost like Part 1 is the introduction.
Yeah.
And then Part 2 is the main story.
Yeah.
And then after that, you released The Mole is Dead.
Yeah.
And that kind of, finished that series of songs. So do you want to talk about that? How that kind of made the conclusion?
Yeah. The mole is the other word. Is the other path to the mole in this case. And simply when you take down your road, others disappear.
Right.
The mole isn't a problem anymore in your garden, because you have changed garden. Stop. And that was the topic of the song, that is a featuring with another Italian artist, an Italian